Stranger Things. Season 5 just revealed something massive. Why couldn't Henry Creel, one Vecna, enter the exact cave where Max was hiding? The answer ties together the first Shadow stage play, the Nevada experiments, Dimension X, and the 1959 events we saw in Season 5. And once you understand this, Vecna's entire origin suddenly makes way more sense. So let's break it all down piece by piece. One of the biggest questions in Stranger Things Season 5 is simple. Why was Henry, once Vecna, unable to go inside the cave where Max was hiding? Why was he terrified of that place? Well, this connects directly to Stranger Things, the first Shadow, the official stage play. In the 1959 flashbacks shown in Season 5, the scene where Joyce is handing out flyers for the school play. So what exactly happened to Henry that turned that cave into his worst nightmare? Let's break it down. When Henry first moved into the Creel house with his family, we barely had anything about his true background. But the stage play answers all the missing questions. According to the first Shadow, when Henry was a kid living in Nevada, he mysteriously disappeared for 12 hours. No one knew where he went. During this disappearance, Henry ended up inside a dimension called Dimension X, and that is where he got his powers. Meaning Henry was not born with powers. He gained them. And guess what? Henry disappeared right near the same Nevada cave system we see in his memories, the exact place Max is hiding from Vecna. That cave isn't just a hiding spot. It's the location of Henry's original trauma, the moment his entire life changed forever. That's why he's afraid to go back in. It's a memory he doesn't want to relive. Inside Dimension X, Henry encountered the darkness for the first time, and this was likely the first moment the Mind Flayer connected with him. So technically, the real villain of Stranger Things has always been their Mind Flayer. Vecna is just his pawn, his vessel, the tool that carries out the plan. Now, how did Henry even get there in the first place? During that time, the Nevada government was secretly experimenting with interdimensional travel, and during one of these experiments, a staff member hid a defective piece of equipment inside those caves. While exploring the cave, Henry accidentally triggered the device. It activated and transported him into Dimension X. Henry somehow survived the experience and returned home 12 hours later, but he was no longer the same person. His personality changed completely. And in Season 5, when Henry approaches the cave again, the version of him we see hesitating is basically the frightened child inside him, the same kid who is traumatized inside Dimension X. That's why that cave becomes a safe place for Max, because for Henry, it represents a memory so terrifying that he refuses to face it again. Now, how did the Creels end up in Hawkins? After Henry returned from Dimension X, he was already under the Mind Flayer's influence. At school, he killed someone, which is why the Creel family moved to Hawkins to start over. Henry was eventually sent to Dr. Martin Brenner at Hawkins' lab for study. Brenner quickly realized Henry's blood was completely different from normal humans, just like his own father's blood after he accidentally traveled to Dimension X years earlier. That's how Brenner got obsessed with opening a gate to Dimension X. Henry also started understanding that he had a connection with the Upside Down, and this is when Brenner began manipulating him, encouraging him to harm people because it would make him stronger. But at this point, Henry didn't want to hurt anyone, meaning the Mind Flayer didn't have full control over him yet. Now let's talk about the crucial 1959 scene from Season 5. Joyce is handing out flyers for the school play. One flyer goes to Steve's father, Danny Harrington, who throws it away. That same play day might be the exact day Henry finally turned fully evil. Henry had grown close to a girl named Patty, whose name we see on the flyer Max picks up. Both Patty and Henry were part of Joyce's school play. Henry's mother, Virginia, was deeply worried about her son and begged Brenner to treat him properly. Brenner wanted to know who Henry was closest to. Virginia said it was Patty, and this pushed Henry over the edge. In anger, Henry killed his mother and sister, feeling betrayed. And according to the stage play, killing humans made him even stronger. Brenner then tried to capture Patty, but Henry reached her first. However, Brenner manipulated Henry again, telling him that Patty was his weakness. If Henry wanted to reach his full potential, he had to eliminate her. Henry obeyed. He threw Patty off the balcony, thinking she died, but she actually survived. And this moment is when Henry finally became truly evil, a weapon Brenner could control. The rest of the story continues into Season 4, and I believe Season 5 Volume 2 will fully explore Henry's origin. There's also a chance Henry might get some form of redemption. Maybe he finally fights back against the Mind Flayer, because remember, the Mind Flayer's first victim wasn't Will Byers. It was Henry Creel, which means in the very end, Henry, Eleven, and Will might actually team up against the Mind Flayer. What do you think? Drop your theories down below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe. We post amazing videos just like this every day.